Hey, this is PME bringing you a Black 2, White 2 Wi-Fi battle in the UU tier versus someone by the name of SeaSlug. Now, I don't play UU a lot, so I just made a team to be able to play in that tier. But what I do know is some of the more popular threads like Choice Scarf Heracross or Dragon Dancing Scrafties, and some popular leads like Scarf Flygons. So he actually appears to have a Scarf Flygon as his lead. So looking at the team preview, I knew either that or his Bronzog would be coming in. Or even possibly his Cobalion, actually. My team is just something that I threw together to and see how it works out. Sometimes it does okay, sometimes it doesn't. Now, I usually have either Machamp or Bronzog as a lead depending on my opponent's team. So here what I decided to do is use my Bronzong as a lead to set up rocks as soon as possible, since I don't see a spinner on this team, and I do see the Chandelure, and I would appreciate the rocks' helps. So I'm mostly fearing the Flygon. This is the most, since it can hit pretty much every one of my team members hard, as well as a Cobalion, since I only have pretty much either Machamp or Nidoking to take hits from that. Well, but the rest of his team I can try to play around. But if I lose my hard hitters, I can't really get past his Umbreon. So, without further ado, that is the match, so we'll begin right away. So, as the match begins, he does indeed lead with his Flygon. So I believe that he is Scarf and has U-turn. So I was good to send in my Bronzong because I do not fear the Fire Punch from him, because my Bronzong actually carries Heat Proof instead of the Levitate to play Mind Games. Now, he does get a critical hit, and I think that does matter, but I'm going to go with Stealth Rush no matter what he does. Now, he brings in the Chandelure through the U-turn, and I'm going to protect this guy what he does, and he goes for the Shadow Ball. I don't fear the Shadow Ball, so I'm going to actually go for the Earthquake to get as much damage on the Chandelure as possible. Now, this Shadow Ball takes him down, it's a bit iffy on the 2-hit KO there. So after that, I'm actually going to hit Protect to see if he's going to either switch in fight up to dodge my Earthquake or try to take me out with another Shadow Ball. He does switch in, but I'm actually going to use Protect to try to get more lefties recovery and try to take him out with possible Earthquake. But now he brings it in, and I'm going to Protect to get even more lefties recovery. And he reveals that he has the Fire Punch, and I don't fear the Fire Punch because, as I already said, I have the Heat Proof. And that does diddly squat, but it gets the burn, and now my Gyro Ball does jack nothing. So now he knows that I have Heat Proof, so he's going to switch out to a Lantern, while I try to go for another Gyro Ball to see if he stays in or not. So this part speed up is quite stally, and he on his first turn he's going to go for Thunderbolt to try to take me out. It doesn't do as much as he'd hoped, so I'm going to try to do Earthquake to do as much damage as possible before my Bronzong goes down. Now he goes for Scald, I guess, thinking the Nidoking might come in. But I'm just gonna sack my Bronzong at this point. He gets a little bit cocky, uses Ice Beam, so I live with 2 HP, and now he just does not want to play any games at this point, so he's gonna go straight for the Thunderbolt and just take me out right away. Now that Bronzong is down, I send in my Nidoking this time because I know I outspeed him. Now I predict the Flygon switch in. That was a bad play on my part, good play on his, that he stayed in and used Scald. So this part, I was like, oh man, I can't use this against Cobalion anymore. And I might as well take out this Lantern through the Earth Power if he decides to keep it in, which he does. So that's a kill for my team. So now he switches in Bronzong. I can't do anything because I don't carry a Fire Move on this Nidoking. I actually carry Sludge Wave. Now I send my Darmanitan, and he uses Earthquake, either predicting Darmanitan or thinking I might stay in. And he gets a critical hit, and that's important because it would not have taken Darmanitan out otherwise. So now I just lose Darmanitan unnecessarily. So now I have Machamp, and it's the only thing that I have that can actually do damage to the Bronzong. So I'm going to confuse it with Dynamic Punch, and hopefully get some hacks going on my side, because that's the only way I can come back from this. Now he breaks through the confusion first time and says his own rocks, which is a good play, because he can't really do anything with his other moves. So I'm going to use Knockoff, thinking that he's going to bring in Chandelure. And if he doesn't, then I can hopefully use the confusion hacks to help me this turn to not get hit. And he does hit himself. So I get to knock off his lefties and take him out with iffy 2-hit KO Dynamic Punch. So now afterwards he brings his Flygon, and I'm just gonna keep my Machamp in because I carry the Ice Punch on this Machamp, and I lived it, so I'm gonna land that Ice Punch with a critical hit that I didn't really need. So now I don't have to worry about his Flygon anymore. But Machamp lives a life of Brief Hole with 1 HP. Now he brings his Cobalion, and I'm just gonna sack my Machamp at this point. to use S Scissor. Now I don't know if this thing is choice or not yet. So I'm gonna bring in my Needle King, and he's gonna switch out. So I'm thinking he might be choiced. So he brings in his Umbreon, and I'm gonna use Earth Power, thinking that Cobalion might stay in. And it does decent chunks. So I'm thinking maybe a Sludge Wave this turn will take him out, but it actually doesn't. It does less than I thought it would. And he goes for Foul Play, and I didn't know it could carry that. I thought it was more of the supportive set. So I'm thinking, is this some kind of weird mixed Umbreon? A mix of defensive and offensive? So I bring in my Mew to Volt Switch out to see what it was going to do next. Because I thought he would be switch out and clear out my Aura Sphere. But he stayed in, and he used Wish. So I bring in my Slowbro. Thinking, okay, so he's got Wish Protect going on, so I can't really do anything to my toy with my Slowbro right now. I'm going to Skull just in case he wants to switch out. But he doesn't, he just stays in and takes a Wish for himself. So here I think this is my only choice. I have to use Toxic. I know it has a Synchronize, but I'm hoping he doesn't have the Heal Bell, because he might just have the Toxic himself. So he goes for the Foul Play. I have minus attack nature on my Slowbro, so I won't take as much as I would have. Now, Synchronize activates, and I know it would, but I'm hoping this is my last chance to take out this Umbreon, because all my hard hitters are gone. So, and then, on this turn, he actually reveals that he has a Heal Bell. I'm like, damn it! So he's running Foul Play, Wish Protect, and Heal Bell, so I can't do literally to this Umbreon at this point. All I can hope for is some crits, try to take it out, and at this point I was like, I need to switch into my Mew. And he switches into his Cobalion now. I'm like, oh god, now I'm scared. If this thing has Sword Dance, I'm screwed. I can't do anything to this thing, but I'm hoping that it's choice. But I'm gonna still scout. And he does have a Sword Dance, so he's not choice. He's probably Expert Belted. So I'm gonna switch out Volt Switch. But if I would have known he would have went for the Sword Dance, I would have went for Trick, because this is a Choice Spec Mew. And now I can't do anything. So I'm hoping for a Skull Burn at this point. And he goes for another Sword Dance, so he tried to get cocky. So I'm like, okay, I need to get this burn now, or I lose. So I go for the Scald. It does a very nice chunk, and I do get the burn, but he has the Lumberry. So at this point, it's GG. I lost. There's no way I could get around this Cobalion at this point. He outspeeds both my Slowbro and my Mew, and he has the super effective X Scissor to take out both in one hit. So Slowbro's not gonna take a +4 X Scissor, and my Mew definitely won't be. Especially not at about 3/4 of its health. So that is a good game. SeaSlug. Hopefully, next time I do a UU battle against anybody, I'll learn more about that specific metagame. And hopefully I do better next time in the next UU match, but I probably won't be playing UU in a while. So, that was the match. I hope you enjoyed, and this has been P and Me. Until next time.